Okay, so let's begin. What you want to have is you want to have your rubric ready. So I put my rubric here, it's on the right, and then you want to open Word. The next thing you want to do is you want to go into Word and you want to search for APA. And once you search for it, you're gonna get these three options. What you want to choose is APA Style Report 6th Edition. You click on it, create. All right, we can close this one, and what you get is this really, really easy to use APA style template that Microsoft created for you. And what's really nice about this template is that you don't have to worry about double space, using the correct headers. Everything is basically compliant with APA, so you just have to put in the content. And I've used this template for all of my papers and I've never had any issues. So I highly recommend it. So let's start using it. So let's go into the running head. And I would keep it really simple. I would always just give it the exact name of the task. So let's say I'll call it task 1. And then for the title, again, keeping it simple, I would put task 1 or whatever the task is. I'd put my name. Okay, Western Governors University. Delete this, and then what you want to do is you want to go into Insert, Page Break, then go into References, Table of Contents, Automatic Table. So what you're going to get is you're going to have your first page, and then you're going to have a table of contents. After that, you're going to have the abstract, which we'll talk about in a moment, and then you're going to have the beginning of the paper. So then you want to go ahead and delete this paragraph, delete everything except for heading 1. Scroll down, you're going to have references, which you have to keep. After that, you're going to have footnotes, which we're going to delete, tables, figure titles. Just delete all these things because you're not going to need them. So now you have your where you're going to write your document. You're going to have the abstract and table of contents, and of course the beginning of the document. So about the abstract, I mean, it's not necessarily necessary to never ask for it, but I always liked using it because it was kind of like a summary of what I'm going to do. So I don't know, I would write like, this paper is about leadership and whatever, and then keywords, just put general keywords. Let's fix this, leadership, that relate to this task, like a SWOT analysis, leadership, and really, again, doesn't matter. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to go to your first heading 1, and you want to basically copy exactly what they've written in the rubric. So here we're going to do A1, description of the organization. And then we're going to go A2, leadership practices. And then A3, we have effects of current leadership. Let's see what else we have. B1, all right. B1, we have strengths. B2, we have weaknesses. All right, I got strengths wrong. Let's fix that. All right. So weaknesses, opportunities. Okay. So I'm going to stop here, but you get the drift. You basically go through the rubric and you create a heading 1 for each one of these sections within the rubric. So let's go here and mark this. Go to home, heading 1, heading 1. Now go all the way to the top. Go to your table of contents. update table, and voila, your table of content gets updated with these new headers. Now, we're not finished, but just looking at this table of content, you already know what this paper is about, and that's really what's beautiful about this template, is that if when the evaluator needs to go and read your paper, just by looking at the table of content, it completely mirrors the rubric, which makes it so much easier for them to evaluate your paper, which obviously is what you want. So you're not done here. So what you want to do is you want to start working on subheaders. So let's go through the rubric, and what I would always do is look for opportunities to create subheaders. So let's read through this. All right, this is a good one. The candidate provides a reasonable description with substantial detail of 3 leadership practices of the current primary leader of the existing organization. All right, so they want leadership practices. All right, leadership practice 1. Okay, let's just copy this, paste it again. All right, so we have 3 leadership practices. Let's keep on reading. Okay, here's another good one. The candidate provides a logical evaluation with substantial support of 2 of the organization's strengths. All right, so this is going to turn into a subheader, strength 1 and strength 2. Now, you want to go ahead and turn these into headers level 2. So when you update your table of content, they show up as subheaders. So let's do that. Let's go all the way up to the table of contents. Click, update table, update the entire table, and look at this. Wow. So just by creating these headers and subheaders, already our paper starts looking like anybody who's going to read it is going to know exactly what this is about. And again, the easier you make it for the evaluator to evaluate your paper, the better it's for you. Not only because it's going to make it easier for them, and therefore, they'll be able to make sure that you completely met the rubric requirements, but even if they're not happy with something and they, God forbid, they send back the paper to you, and let's say strength 1 was not really good, they don't have to kind of give you some unspecific area in your document that you need to fix. They'll say strengths, section strength 1, this wasn't good enough. You go to that section, you fix it, and you send it back to them. This is so much easier than just having one big paragraph that has these 2 strengths in it, and then you have to kind of rewrite the whole paragraph to meet whatever they're requiring. So let's look at a final version that I created, like a sample one for this particular rubric. So I have my front page, task 1, my table of content, and again, look at this. Just by looking through it, already you know what this paper is going to be about. Very, 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 very well structured. I have an abstract, and then I have my entire skeleton of a paper. Now, another big advantage of doing this is that this is kind of like a mental plan for how you're going to write the paper. And you can say, today I'm going to work on description of the organizations. Tomorrow I'm going to work on section A2 and then A3. And by just having this paper skeleton, it's so much easier for you to go ahead and just kind of break it into manageable pieces of work that at the end, when you're done, you're going to have a wonderful paper finished. So this is the tip. I highly recommend it. I've used it for all my papers, and I've never had any issues. And again, this is beyond just making sure that you're going to pass the papers, which is important. It's also for you. It makes it so much easier for you to write the papers and make sense out of them. So I hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.